I need to hurry up and find another damn job because my emergency fund only got like. These are some troubling times I am in. If your troubles consist of trying to maintain and budget on a low and inconsistent income, stick around and budget with me. I must honestly say, budgeting is becoming a little challenging, especially when income is temporarily inconsistent and much lower than you're used to. It makes it especially hard to be consistent with the budgeting routine. It's hard. But anyway, I'm always up for a challenge. Just for quick transparency, I am still not employed in a full time or part time position. I still have my per diem assisted living job, and I was able to pick up 3 shifts there last week. But prior to that, they had no available shifts. So for the last couple of weeks, I was still budgeting off of my emergency fund. I did receive a paycheck this week, and that's what I will be using to do my weekly budget. So let's get into that. So for this week's budget, I'm going to be using my Budget by Paycheck Google Sheet Planner that is available for free, and the link will be in the description as always. The first thing I did after losing my job was I created a more tighter slash like leaner budget, and that covers basically like my rent, my utilities, gas, groceries, those reasonable necessities, including that. Whereas before, my full loosey goosey budget covered all the extra stuff like going out to eat, entertainment, and all those luxury extras that we take for granted sometimes. So now we're going to get into my paycheck for the week. So we are on paycheck number 2, and the paycheck period for me is October 9th through October 15th. Okay, so now we're going on to the cash flow summary. The only box that you can actually input anything in is rollover, and I had a whopping 8 cents rollover from last week. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the income summary. And for this week, I was paid $640.32. And that was after tax and my 401k contribution. I don't do a budget for the income portion because I only really mess with the actual amount that I know is going to hit my bank account. And with my current job, I could tell days in advance via their payroll app. Okay, and for my bills, these are what are due this pay period. That is blue at 200, and then we have the Wi-Fi is due at 65.95. Ooh, 65.95, not 65,000. And also grocery is something that I do consider a bill, so I'm budgeting $120 for that this week. That's pretty much our safe zone. Like anything lower than that, we're struggling towards the end of the week. Okay, so those are my bills, and that is for a total of $385.95 in bills for this paycheck period. So now if you go over here to the cash flow summary, you'll see that I now have $254.37 that I can budget for, which is still technically actual because we're going off of my actual income, not a budgeted income. Okay, and my budgeted expenses for the week are, let's see, I am budgeting 50, or no, I think it's like, and I have my little sheet. That's why you guys see me looking down. $43 towards household, and then I have my 2 terabyte of storage, my Apple storage that I really do need for, especially with the content creation, and then $54 for Zion's after school program. I spent 65, just something that I need to purchase that doesn't really fit in any of the other categories. So I'm going to budget $65 for that under miscellaneous. Then my husband's Apple storage under the family plan. And then Kindle, I have to read, guys. And then TubeBuddy for my YouTube growth. My expenses for the week come up to $191.81, leaving me with $62.56 to budget. This is why the zero-based method is kind of perfect for inconsistent and low income because you only really budget with what you actually have. Then if you combine it with the envelope system, that could be a secret weapon for, temporary inconsistent low income. And for savings and investments this week, it's going to be an automated $10 that goes into my state's retirement investment account. I don't include my 401k contributions in on my weekly budget. What I do is I will later go into my monthly budget, my wealth tracker, and input the amount that was deducted out of my paycheck and contributed to my 401k. This helps me to keep track of how much of my income is being invested throughout the year, just so I know if I'm on or off track of hitting my goal for the year. And until I at least start working part-time, I'm only paying the minimum on my credit cards. And for this week, it is $25 to the Venture One. Go over to the cash flow summary, leaving me with $27.56 to budget. I may actually just put that in the tithing bucket just so I can, get something in there this pay period. Or I will leave it in my bill account and leave it as a buffer just in case. And since I already had some of these bills come through, I'm just going to go over to my expense tracker and track the expenses. Oh, I should have been did this. My income, I should have tracked right from the beginning. Let's see. Okay, income. And that is the per diem. And that was for $6.40 and 32 cents. And that was for I believe 23 hours worked. And I believe that's all that came through so far for the week. So now we're just going to go back over to the paycheck number 2 to the budget, and we'll see the actuals versus the budgeted. I still only have $27.56 to budget, but the actual now, because it included my income, I actually put my income in there so I could record it. And let's see. So now the expenses that I just tracked are reflecting on this budget. You see the Apple storage is here. So yeah, so technically I still have $561.34 that is left to be spent. So that is my new little tighter budget for the week. One thing I can honestly say is this job loss has been a learning experience as well as a test to my discipline. So moving forward, once I begin working at least part-time, I'm going to keep this tighter budget alongside my loosey-goosey budget in my budgeting toolbox so I can pivot back to it quickly in the future if needed. If you are someone that occasionally has temporary low and consistent income, then I recommend having both the lean and full budget. The full budget for those good high income pay weeks and the tighter budget for those low inconsistent income weeks, just so you don't have to budget from scratch every time. This is a time when I do my best to avoid non-essential expenses. I cancel unnecessary subscriptions, no eating out, none of that extra luxury stuff until my income has increased back to where it can sustain all the extra stuff after savings and investments. Once I start working again, I will add savings to my tighter budget, and I plan on waiting another 3 to 4 weeks with the consistent higher income before I switch back to my loosey-goosey budget. Thank you so much for clicking on and watching my video. I appreciate you and your time. If you found value in any parts of this video, I would truly appreciate it if you can let me and Daddy YouTube know by either subscribing or hitting the like button. It makes me blush and get a warm, fuzzy feeling inside, and it lets Daddy YouTube know that I'm getting better at this content thing. So friend, if you want to watch some more budgeting videos, then click here. Or if you're interested in watching some digital planning videos, then click here. And as always, continue becoming wiser, stronger, and better every day.